1 2 1 2. Jeff, go ahead. Check me again.
Check, test. 1 2 1 2. Check. Whoa, cranked it.
I know nobody. I got nothing.
Good afternoon and welcome to Thorne Academy's campus. Girls softball, last game of the season between the Thorne Academy Golden Trojans and the Deering High Rams. Thorne Academy comes in at 5-10. A win yesterday over Sanford, looking for win number 2 to finish up the year. A vast improvement over last year's 1 victory. And the 2 years prior, of course, Thorne Academy going 0-32. Trojans jump on top early in the first inning with 2 runs on an inside the park home run by Heather Cloutier. You just saw that on camera. You'll get that. We didn't have the audio running yet, but Heather belted it deep over the center fielder's head all the way to the fence, and she rounded all 4 to give the Trojans an early 2-0 lead, driving in both runs. Jay Harp along with Jeff Scully once again, working on a second beautiful day in a row. Kind of hard to believe. We got the sun out and it's in the 60s. The Thorne Academy Sports Complex, kind of dubbed it that name. Nice line drive, base hit into left field by
Lauren Radowski, Jay. Left fielder for Thornton Academy today, number 18.
checking a change in lineup right now.
Coach Roof wants to make sure he doesn't have anybody bat out of turn at this point in time with a two-run lead. Thornton Academy taking a 2-run lead in the bottom half of the first. Just to recap the first inning for Deering, Dottie Roki reached base by way of a single. And Jody Richards came up next. Fielder's choice, 6-3, and Roki advanced to second base. Julie Lapamata flew to right field for the second out. And then Carrie Quint was put out 6-3 on a terrific play by Jan Boudreau, the shortstop, going deep in the hole at short, coming up with the ball and firing across for the third out. Leslie Dussault is the 5th batter for Thornton in this inning. Leslie's the 3rd baseman.
It's actually Leslie Collins. They did make a change in the lineup, Jeff, so you might want to check that.
Number 6, yes. I will
Leslie Collins,
that.
a catcher, batting now. Coach Roof in to give the change and make sure they had it. Must have been a last-minute change in the batting order in the lineup.
They had it, but we didn't.
We'll get that to you, but trying to get organized here. We're all set up, ready to roll, and couldn't get any power out of the scoreboard from the football field, so we had to change our line, and we found power down over by the varsity baseball field. And underway at Thornton Academy. Thornton Academy and Deering Rams girls high school softball. Beautiful sunny day. And got her looking awful low on that pitch. Leslie's very tall, over 6 feet, fine basketball player for the Lady Trojans, got caught looking, but on a very questionable call, very low.
Tracy Morin steps to the plate for Thornton Academy. Tracy playing second base today.
And a little poke into right field. That might find its legs. It does. In there for a base hit. That'll plate another Thornton Academy runner. Trojans up 3-0. Tracy Morin delivers with a Texas leaguer. Low and outside, and she slapped the bat on it. Sent it out into shallow right field, just out of reach.
Leslie Dussault steps to the plate, number 8. Leslie today playing the catcher's position. Check that at first base.
Down the line, that'll be trouble. In there for another base hit. Morin holds up at second base, and a fine throw coming in from the right fielder for Deering. Jessica Smith now at bat for the Trojans. Runners at first and second. Dussault at first, Morin at second. High school softball played a lot like Little League baseball, except for the fact the runners can steal as soon as that ball leaves the pitcher's hand. In Little League, catcher has to catch it and then you can take off, but that's the big difference. Otherwise, pretty much the same. Low and in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and both runners will advance.
I think we'll have to call that a pass ball. That did appear catchable. It may have bounced just before it got to the catcher, but she tried to keep it in front of her and tried to block it. Squibbed underneath the mitt and off to the left a little bit, allowing both runners to advance. Morin to third and Dussault to second.
High strike called on Smith. Smith playing right field this afternoon. Another low one in the dirt. Nice stop.
Robin Letarte catching for Deering today.
And another low strike. The umpire has a very low strike zone. Thornton Academy will have to be aware of that. Both offensively and defensively can throw the low strike if you're on the mound. If you're at bat, got to go after it. Thornton Academy plates 3 runners. They lead after 1, 3-0.
Stepping up to the plate in the second inning for Deering, Tammy Wormel, the second baseman.
Wormel leads off the second. Thornton Academy up 3-0. Heather Cloutier on the mound for the Trojans. Wearing number 10 and responsible for 2 runs batted in that first inning with a inside the park home run. A deep shot to center field, rolled all the way to the fence, and she legged it out to give Thornton an early 2-0 lead. They added 1 more in the bottom of the first, and on top early, 3-0 over Deering.
It's kind of a surprise, don't you think, Jay, in the first inning in the early going? Deering traditionally a strong softball power. In fact, several of the girls, 3 of the girls on the Deering team this year played on last year's national championship team from Portland.
And that, of course, being the World Series winners 2 years in a row out of Portland, if you remember reading and hearing about that phenomenal team.
Coached by Taj Curran.
I believe it's Roberts, the pitching coach for Deering. Actually, he's down on first base now, coaching first base. He was the actual coach of the World Series team out of Portland. Pass ball, runner will advance to second easily. Gets past Collins. Runner moves up 60 feet.
This is Jody Richards up to the plate. We had her batting second, however. It appears as though they've pulled a switch on us as well.
That's if the numbers on the backs are right. Nice pitch on the outside corner by Cloutier. A little blooper into center field. That'll find its way in there. Should be able to hold the runner at third, though. And they do. The throw comes in. Cloutier, the pitcher, acts as a cutoff man at the mound. Little bloop single
By Jody Richards.
by Richards. And Deering has 2 men on, nobody out. Top of the second.
Julie Campbell for Deering in a position now with runner on third base and runner on first to do some damage. Cloutier looking for that first out.
And the first and third steal situation worked to perfection by the Rams. And they score the first run for them this afternoon. It's now 3-1.
That's the type of play, Jay, that we saw a couple of times in the baseball game yesterday. Thornton Academy boys and the Noble Knights. And this time we saw it work to perfection. Yesterday it wasn't quite to perfection. This time it was.
And worked to perfection as far as
With
the
a double
Rams are
steal.
concerned.
That's right.
Offensive, the double steal. Collins stood up quickly and didn't look like she was going to throw it down there. Then indecision and gunned it down. No play at second. And the throw home was a little late, a little high. One away now. The bunt and assist to Cloutier, the pitcher, getting off the mound, making the play to first.
Number 8, Robin Latarte for the Deering Rams. Steps up, Robin, the Rams catcher, and batting in the 8th position.
Chopped down the third baseline, foul.
On that sacrifice, Cloutier got the ball in plenty of time, took one look at the runner and froze the runner for just a second. And that ball, then she threw on to first base to get the out. But what she should have done was to freeze the runner a little bit more. She had plenty of time to record the out at first.
That's something you think about, but in comparative terms, 60 feet to 90 feet is a big difference. It's much easier for a runner. You can look them all the way back to the bag, and if they got good speed, they can still get down the next base by the time you release and get the throw over there. It's much different.
I think you're right. That's a shorter distance, much shorter distance. And everything in softball is a lot quicker than it is in baseball. The ball just gets there a lot faster. And the distance to the pitcher from the pitcher's mound to home plate.
Ground ball down to shortstop. Boudreau with a throw to first and just gets the runner. Thought about coming home, but wisely opted for the throw over to first and getting the out. Score now 3-2 on the putout. Deering picks up another run.
Deering pitcher Fu Lee, left-handed pitcher. She's a right-handed batter in the number 9 spot for Deering with nobody on base.
Fu Lee, a little blooper to Boudreau. Boudreau has come in and can't make the play on it. It was a little pop-up. It froze Boudreau for a second, and by the time she got in, it was just to her feet. Two-way, one on now.
Dottie Roki steps up to the plate. Roki singled her first time up on the first pitch of the game.
Rams rallying back in their top half of the second inning. Thorne Academy scored 3 in the bottom of the first. Deering come back with 2 now. Shot down the left field line, out of play.
Umpires for today's game, Earl Goodwin doing the bases, and Ed Bull behind the plate.
Smash into center field. Gonna bounce in front of Sylvain. Gets it in to the cutoff man. And Fooley moves over to second. Roki on at first. She's 2 for 2 now on the afternoon. 2 singles.
Christina Reale for Deering steps up to the plate, takes a strike on the first pitch.
Pop up over to Morin, second baseman. She's under it, makes the play. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But Deering tallies twice. They cut the lead to 3-2. They leave 2 runners on after an inning and a half. Lady Trojans 3, the Rams 2. Bottom of the second now for the Trojans coming to bat, leading 3-2. You're watching girls high school softball on CTV 30. Jay Harp along with Jeff Scully, our cameraman as per usual, Mark Cantra. Beautiful sunny afternoon, a Friday. Today's date, May 25th, Jeff. I just want to clear you out on that. Yesterday you said it was the 25th. I don't think it can be. I didn't know the date yesterday, but you seem to know that it was the 25th. I went home, looked at my calendar yesterday, and realized I said 23rd or 24th, guessing. A ground ball to the plate by Fu Lee.
Well, Jay, for you to know what month we were in was pretty amazing.
I thought so, too. Fastball swung on and missed. 1-2. Michelle Sylvain, the center fielder, at the plate. 2-2 now to Sylvain.
Thornton Academy sent 8 batters to the plate in that first inning, scoring 3 runs. Although Fu Lee recorded 2 strikeouts, both looking uncalled third strikes.
And that umpire is going to call that every time. That ball very low, but the home plate umpire has been calling that so far this afternoon.
Well, as long as he's consistent in calling that, that should, Thornton Academy girls, and actually both teams should realize that that pitch is going to be a strike, and they've got to go with it.
You figure that too, but think about it. That's a tough pitch to hit, too.
It's a very tough pitch to hit.
Jen Boudreau now leadoff batter.
Jen led off the first inning for Thornton Academy with a double, came around to score on Heather Cloutier's inside the park home run.
Jen Boudreau started for the varsity basketball team this year as a freshman and doing the same in softball. Great athlete. I don't know what Jen does in the fall, but I'm sure whatever it is she plays. Gets her swinging though, 2 away. Fu Lee coming back to pick up 2 Ks in a row. One looking, one swinging.
In this inning, she ended the inning last inning with a strikeout, actually giving her 3 strikeouts in a row.
Settling down a bit. Wind blowing straight out this afternoon. A beautiful field. Nice new softball field on the TA campus. Recent addition. I don't know how long it's been here, but not that many years. And I was saying earlier, I call this Thorne Academy Sports Complex. When you think about it, it's got to be one of the finest facilities in the state of Maine and maybe in New England. And I used to ride by the Meadowlands every day on my way to school when I lived down in New York, going over to Jersey. A smash into right field. Nice play out there by Christina Reale. And to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Trojans. After 2, we stay. Thorne Academy 3, Deering Rams 2. As I was saying, I used to drive by the Meadowlands Sports Complex and the baseball and football. You look around here, you get everything. All bordering each other. Softball field, a great one. The varsity baseball field. The JV field down below, which is a fine field too. And that's also the practice field for football. And then you got the varsity football field, Hill Stadium to our right. You also have, which of course doubles as one of the better track stadiums in the state of Maine. They hold a lot of the meets right here in Saco. Field hockey field out in front of the football field as you drive by on Route 1.
And then there's the 9-hole golf course just to our left. No, wait.
They're working on that.
I'm
That's
thinking of something
next year. Sunny afternoon, 2 days in a row, 2 days for us covering games at TA. Yesterday, Thorne Academy boys finished up their season with a very impressive 12-4 victory over the Noble Knights. The Bats came alive for TA to finish up their season. They wind up the year 3-13.
Julie Lapamata, first baseman, steps up.
High fly ball. It's going to be trouble out there. No communication between center fielder Smith, right fielder Smith, and center fielder Michelle Sylvain. It looked more like Sylvain's ball. She's coming to the left with her gloved hand open and free. Easier play for the center fielder, and she should have taken charge out there. Left it open for Jessica, and a tough play out there, and it's going to have to go as a double.
You can't give an error for mental mistakes, but that certainly was one right there. Cost him an out and cost him a double. That ball should have been caught. Center fielder in a play like that, center fielder really has to take charge, and it's the center fielder's ball all the way. However, the other fielders must continue after the ball until they're called off by the center fielder. Definitely a lack of communication. Carrie Quint, the third baseman for Deering, steps up.
Fly ball to left field. Nice play out there by Lauren Radowski.
Number 6, Tammy Wormel, steps up. She's the second baseman.
One away now. Runner on second base, top of the third. Runner's going. Collins picks it up. Throw down to third just a little late. That little roll off the catcher's mitt cost them a base. Now a sacrifice fly to the outfield can plate the tying run.
Wormel squares around and fakes a bunt. and pulls the bat back just in time, and it was a ball. The ball was high. Again, she squares around and fakes the bunt, pulls the bat back, and this time it's a strike.
2-1. And there goes the bunt down, just foul.
Wormill trying to bring that run home. However, it didn't look like there was a squeeze on, a safety squeeze or a suicide squeeze, as Lampamata was stationary on third base.
Gotta come to you with it, Tammy. If it's in there, you're on it now, kid. Here we go. Big stick up there, Tam. Come on, get a big stick, kid. Crack one up there.
Coach Roof thought they had the third strike on that one, just outside. Shot up the middle, glove down by Heather. Cloutier makes a play. Here comes a run home. The throw in, plenty of time. Collins puts a tag on, double play, and the Trojans get out of the inning. A smash back to Heather Cloutier. She made the nice play. Runner wasn't going on it. Made the throw over to first. And Leslie Dussault, the quick throw back home to Leslie Collins to finish off the double play and get out of the inning without any damage. After 2.5, Thorne Academy still on top. They lead 3-2 over Deering. Back after this. Jay Harp along with Jeff Scully, bringing you this afternoon's action. Thorne Academy Golden Trojans facing the Deering Rams, girls high school softball game. Thorne Academy comes in with a 5-10 record after beating the Sanford Redskins yesterday in fine fashion, 5-2. Deering, I'm not sure their record, Jeff. Did you ask their coach?
I believe it's 10-5. I didn't have a chance to talk to the coach before the game.
It's 10-5, 11-5. Right up there. They're having a good season, but not what they're used to. The last 3 or 4 years, with the help of great athletes like Bailey and a few others that played on that World Series team, Deering just about dominated this league.
Beth Gamache steps up for Thorne Academy to lead off the bottom of the third inning for Thorne Academy.
Beth playing third base this afternoon. Wearing number 19. Little pop-up in the outfield, but Deering's left fielder, Dottie Ruki, playing a very, very shallow left field and perfectly placed for that one. Come in and makes the play just behind shortstop, and there's one away in the bottom of the third.
Lauren Rakowski steps up now. Lauren playing left field.
Shot into right field off the glove of Tammy Wormill. And that ball looked like it was easily going into right field, but didn't quite have the legs, as
Wormill
had a play on that. And really, I'd have to be an E4. Even though it was hard hit, it was right in her glove and not that high.
I'd have to agree, Jay. I'm from the school that if you can touch it, you should catch it.
There are exceptions to that rule, but pretty much that's the way it is.
Pass, wild pitch, and that last pitch by Fu Lee allows
shot by Collins down to shortstop. Shortstop makes a throw on over to first. Here comes a run. Good throw over there, a little late. And the runner moves up 60 feet on the ground out to short. 6-3 on the put out.
Tracy Moore now trying to drive in that the run on third base with 2 outs for Thornton Academy. In this game, it looks like this may be an important run with Thorne Academy jumping out to a quick 3-2 lead.
Ground ball to second. Wormel gets the throw over and gets the play. And Thorne Academy doesn't pick up the run. They leave a runner stranded at third after 3 complete innings in Saco. Thorne Academy Lady Trojans 3, Deering High Rams 2, and coming to bat. And Heather Collins takes her last warm-up toss. The throw down a second. And we're ready for action in the top of the 4th. Leading off the 4th is Christina Reale for the Lady Rams. High school softball goes 7 innings. And strike 1 called at the knees. And the umpire lays off that one along with the batter. The temptation of swinging and calling a strike.
On other batters, that may have been a strike.
That's a strike in there. Tip fouled off the side. Ball just in play right in front of Thorne Academy's bench. Leslie Collins giving chase.
Good effort.
Beautiful sunny afternoon. It's another day at the beach for Jay Harper, Jeff Skelly in our little lawn chairs right behind home plate, enjoying the sunshine. And that one's going to be just out of play over the fence. Mark, if you get a shot out of us over here, if you get a quick little look to see how tough we got it today. Little shot day at the beach. Jay Harper and Jeff Skelly. Good to have you along this afternoon. Girls high school softball, baseball. Reale working.
Where's the cooler?
Working Cloutier hard before popping up. That's in the center fielder range, but again, it's Smith coming over. And there's problems out there in the outfield. Jessica Smith actually way over where she's positioned. Center fielder Sylvain never even made an attempt at going over at it. Smith was there in plenty of time, but just misplayed the ball, and it's a single for Reale. Actually, probably have to give that E9.
Yeah, I'm going to call it an E9. That was definitely a catchable ball. There certainly is plenty of room down the right field line, Jave.
Bunt attempt, and nice play by Gamache to touch that in foul territory.
If any of the Deering girls could place a hit down the right field line, there's plenty of room all the way to the fence, actually.
No doubt about it. Smith playing way off the line. Swung on and missed. And 2 strikes. Now to Campbell.
I don't know if high school softball's advanced to the place where they carry books on certain batters.
Nice play by Collins, and there's 1 away.
If they carry books on certain batters, Jay, but looks like the Thorne Academy girls really have been positioned to play in right center, left center, and then almost down the line in left field. Sort of an odd configuration for an outfield, but so far
Ground ball now to the shortstop. Boudreaux gets the throw over to Morin. They get the one. The throw by Morin over to Dussault. Wide to the left. Trying to turn the 2. And Letarte will move over to second on the E4. Throwing error goes to Tracy Morin. Nice turn by Boudreaux. She had a tough play. She had to field it quickly and get the throw over to second. And she got plenty on it to Morin to get the force out at second. Tracy would have been better off to just hold on to that ball. Really didn't have a play over at first.
I'd have to agree. I think she would have been a lot better off. Now you've got a runner in scoring position, although there are 2 outs. That runner still on second base could score on a single.
Fu Lee pop up in the infield. Boudreaux coming in. She can't get to it. And there could have been runner interference on that one. Coach Roof now checking with that right now. Boudreaux had definitely had to slow up to let Robin Letarte get by. And Earl Goodwin making the explanation to Coach Roth. And the proper call by Goodwin. He's saying, had there been contact, that is interference. But Boudreaux held up to avoid the contact. And Letarte was running, not stopping intentionally in her way. So no interference call. Now the shot into center field. It's going to bounce in front of Sylvain, and the run scores. And we're all tied up now at 3. Very costly play, a little blooper in the infield, costing Thornton Academy a run. And potentially more with runners at first and second, 2 away. Fu Lee at second.
And Jody Richards up to the plate.
And a pass ball. They're both going to move up. Runners now at second and third. Ruki moves on over to second. And Fu Lee at third. And the batter for the Lady Rams is Jody Richard, the center fielder. Ruki now 3 for 3 in the afternoon with 3 singles. Strike called. A little high and outside, but called strike. Very crucial situation in right now. Score tied at 3, 2 outs, runners at second and third. Thornton Academy wants to stop the bleeding right here. As Deering scraped for a very cheap run, I have to say. It was not fully earned. A couple of little pop-ups here and there, and they were able to get the run home. Pop up down to first base. Dussault under it, makes the play, and Thornton Academy gets out of the inning, but Deering has tied it.
It could have been a lot worse, but they did get that tying run.
And after 3.5 now, we are knotted at 3.
I want to wish the St. Louis Alumni Association a happy 50th anniversary. They're planning a dance at the arena in Biddeford Saturday night at 9 o'clock featuring the Platters. Apparently that event has been sold out for some time now, Jay.
And that's a good thing, because by the time our viewers would see that, it would have been
over.
Gone by.
But a happy 50th anniversary to the St. Louis Alumni Association.
And both umpires belonging to that, I believe.
Yep.
Earl Goodwin and the home plate umpire,
Ed Bull.
Ed Bull. And a good game so far. We're tied at 3. Now in the bottom of the 4th inning. Thornton Academy coming to bat.
Leslie Dussault, the catcher, Jessica Smith in right field, and Michelle Sylvain, the center fielder, due up for Thornton Academy in this inning. The bottom third of the order.
Thornton Academy would love to rally right back after giving up the 1 run. You always try to come right back as a team and get something on the board yourself. So far, I'm impressed with the play of both squads, and viewing high school softball really for the first time. I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but never sat at an actual game.
And I have to say we're very impressed with so far with the play of Thornton Academy.
And that one low and away. It's 2-0 now. 3-0. Fuli bounces one in. Leslie Dussault, the first baseman, draws a walk starting off the 4th inning for the Trojans.
Go get him. Cover 2, girls. Cover 2. Get that lead runner.
Nice. I'll take the way.
Jessica Smith now in the box. Runner at first, nobody out. Takes a strike. It's now 1-1. Big chance for Smith to get back for a misplay in right field. Slaps one towards the second baseman. A nice play. Chance for Warmel for a double up, but
Almost a quick pitch by Fuli. I think she saw Smith standing in the batter's box, not really paying attention. Pitch came in, and Smith saw it halfway to the plate and got her bat around, got the bat on it, but a line drive to the second baseman.
if you're looking around at the field right now for Deering, third baseman halfway in on the grass, first baseman same way. Outfielders playing very shallow in the outfield. Thornton Academy could get some hard aluminum on the ball, as did Heather Cloutier in the first inning. Could well see a repeat of that. Rams playing a very shallow outfield. Leadoff hitter now, Jen Boudreau. Boudreau so far struck out and doubled. Ground ball and booted by the shortstop, Julie Campbell. And runners now at first and second for the Lady Trojans, trying to pick themselves up a two-out rally. Score tied at 3, and up comes pitcher Heather Cloutier. Towering home run in the bottom of the first. Shot down third base. Nice scoop over there. Throw over to first, and they're out of the inning. Good play by Carrie Quinta. And the Rams get out of the inning. After 4 complete in Saco, Thornton Academy 3, Deering Rams 3. Back after this on CTV 30. And we're ready now for the top of the 5th inning. Score tied at 3. Deering and Thornton Academy finishing up their seasons. And a good game so far. Thornton Academy coming in at 5-10 and Deering at 10-5. Reverse records. Very tight ball game.
Due up for the Deering Rams, leading off the top of the 5th, Julie Lapamata, the first baseman, Carrie Quint, the third baseman, and Tammy Warmel, the second baseman.
Cloutier still on the mound for the Trojans, and our first offering inside and high, ball 1. Low and outside, 2-0 now. left-hitting Lapamata, the first baseman. And that one's upstairs for ball 3. Thorn Academy trying to finish up the year with 2 wins in a row, beating Sanford yesterday right here in Saco 5-2. And that one over 3-1. And ball 4 gets by Collins. Lapamata trots down at first, but no advancement there on the walk.
There's really not much room behind the home plate area before the backstop for a ball to get too far away.
And there's that low strike called by Bull.
Kerry Quint, the third baseman, steps up.
Fine play to end the last inning by Quint.
First time around, Quint was out by a fine play by the shortstop for Thorn Academy. On a ball deep in the hole.
Woodrow made the nice play. Cloutier works inside and it gets by Collins. And Lapamata will trot down to second base. Nobody out in the fifth inning. And Deering has the potential go-ahead run now in scoring position at second base. And that's in the dirt. Collins couldn't find it, and Lapamata moves up another 60. Now first and third situation, that being ball 4 to Quint. And that'll bring up Tammy Wormel. Coach Roof now for TA has to make a decision on this play. They throw down to the shortstop. Woodrow acting as the cutoff person and giving up the base, but no advancement from Lapamata over at third.
Gee, they may have, if they'd let that throw go through to the second baseman covering, they may have had a chance to get Quint, who doesn't run very well.
This is true, but the throw was a design play, and it went more to the shortstop.
And you do have that runner on third base you've got to watch out for.
With the score tied at 3, a very wise play by Coach Roof actually to put that on.
Tammy Wormel, first pitch, squaring around, faking a bunt again. She did that last time up.
Nice bunt right in front of home plate. Cloutier makes a play at first. The throw back home by Morin a little late. And Lapamata comes in. And that's something we've seen so far this afternoon. I was mentioning earlier, Jeff, you were questioning it. You can see how they can score on just the throw itself, because Cloutier didn't really look her back, but she was on third base when the throw went to first. And by the time the throw went to first and the throw from first back home, she was able to score again.
Absolutely right. And on the throw, on the play, Quint moves around to third base.
It's now 4-3. Lady Rams picking up one in the top of the 5th. They now take the lead for the first time this afternoon. They fell behind in the first inning, 3-0. Battle back to 3-2, then tied it up, and now they go ahead in the 5th. Trojans bats have been quiet since that first stanza. Reale faking the bunt and then backing out. Brings a little grin to her face. Christina Reale playing right field this afternoon for the Rams. Good crowd on hand, too. You figure this out high over the backstop, but Quint stays over on a third, doesn't risk the play home. That would have been a close play for sure. Runners once again first and third. We have one away.
Number 4, Julie Campbell, having a conference with the coach halfway down the third baseline. Talking over some strategy, Jay. 1 out, runners in first and third, close ball game.
Well, depending on his hitter, but for sure, there's always that possibility of the suicide squeeze. Quint not a fleet runner, so if they're going to put that on, she's going to have to gamble. She's either going or she's not.
It would have to be a suicide, not a safety squeeze.
And again, the ball gets by, but Quint staying over at third. Safety suicide, there is a big difference in baseball. Of course, if you don't understand that, the safety is the runner goes a little bit down the line. Then when he sees the bunt placed in a good position, makes the effort to come home. Suicide squeeze would be tough to pull off in this type of play. You wouldn't want to take off as soon as it leaves the hand, but you could do it. That would be the suicide squeeze. But I think the asterisk next to the safety squeeze would you'd come down the line, and as soon as you see it on the ground, you would come home. You wouldn't wait to see if it's hit in a perfect place. You have to make the split-second decision, especially with Quinn on third, who doesn't run that well. The decision would have to be made prior to the actual play. Strikeout by Cloutier, gets out number 2.
It's her first strikeout of the day. Robin Letarte, number 8, steps up. Robin, the catcher for the Deering Rams today.
Four to 3, Deering on top. We're in the 5th inning. Runners at second and third. Reale at second, Quint over at third. Little pop fly, tough play. Shortstop's gonna make the play. Good play by Jen Boudreau. That's her ball all the way, and she came in and called off Gamache and made the play for out number 3. But the Rams tally once. They also leave 2 ladies aboard. And after 4.5, the score now, Deering 4, Thornton Academy 3.
Thornton's got to come back this inning, Jay, and really get on base and really make something happen. After taking the lead early and then hanging on to the lead at least, and then having the tie, to fall behind in the previous half inning, they've got to come back and do some. They've got to come back and put a little offense of their own together.
Definitely, it's been a different type of game for them. They started off the game with a lot of power, a double by Boudreau and the home run by Cloutier, and showed some good, strong hitting. But since then, the bats have been little bloops and a lot of ground outs in the infield, and Thornton Academy has been unable to do anything with Fu Lee. She's settled down a little bit and doing a good job now. She's held them scoreless since the 1st inning. But on the other hand, Cloutier doing well for them, only allowing the 4 runs through now 5 innings that she's pitched.
That's right.
Good to have you along this afternoon, Jay Harper and Jeff Scully at Thornton Academy Sports Complex. Girls high school softball. Last game of the season, able to catch Thornton Academy's varsity baseball game yesterday, the last one of the year, which we will be showing a few times on CTV 30. A victorious afternoon for the Gents as they beat Noble 12-4 to finish up their season at 3-13.
It's a great way for Coach Verrier's varsity team this year to end the season. After a 3-13 season, you certainly like to end it on a positive note, and they certainly did that, scoring their season-high 12 runs and 13 hits on the day.
And they sure did, and great performances yesterday by Guy Langelier, David Levine, and Jeff Cameri, all with some big hits. Great pitching by Levine, and Langelier came in the 9th and finished it up. He also had a towering home run over the left field fence.
5 RBIs, was it, for Langelier?
Yes, it was. Good afternoon, some good performances, and Doug Goulet and Dan Grace both finished up their high school baseball careers at TA with good performances. Little chop up the middle, that's gonna find its way into center field.
Beth Gamache starts off the bottom half of the 5th inning with a single up the middle.
Coach Roof had a little talk with his players before they came to bat, trying to pep them up, get them going, and a good start to their 5th, getting the leadoff man on. And that's going to bring up left fielder Lauren Rakowski, one of their consistent hitters all year long. And she slaps one into center field. Center fielder coming in, not able to make the play. The quick throw to second. Close play, but in there is Gamache. And heads up ball by Gamache to get on over there. because Deering is playing very, very shallow outfield, Jeff.
Well, certainly as a base runner, you've got to play a hit like that. You've got to play it halfway because it looked as though she may have been able to make the catch. So you've got to play it halfway. The ball dropped in, and there still was a force at second base. Looks like we've got a pitching change here now, Jay. Number 16, Christine Bolio, coming in for Fu Lee. Christy Bolio.
How's that spelled? Do you have the proper spelling on that last name?
I can't read my writing. B-E-A-U-L-I-E-U, I believe.
Okay, if it's that, it's Bolia. If that's the spelling on it. Be the proper pronunciation. Looks like she's got some good zip on the ball. And a pitching change in the 5th inning with Deering on top, 4-3. Thorne Academy 2 base hits to open up their half of the 5th. Gamache starting things off for TA with a single right up the middle, and followed right up by Rakowski, single up the middle. Both just finding their way in open field. Unable to make the play. The first time was the second baseman, Wormel. And then prior to that, Jody Richard came in on the one to center and just got in front of her. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Good opportunity right now for Leslie Collins.
Well, she's got to drive in this run. She's got to do something to put the ball in play and bring that run around, at least get the runner over to, on second base, over to third base. We've got a change in the lineup as well for Deering. We've got Dottie Roki coming in to catch now, and Fu Lee going to play left field, so they'll just switch positions.
Also looks like number 11 is in center field. Reale playing center and Richard maybe playing right. Did they do a flip-flop on
they
us?
switched as well.
High and upstairs, a bunt attempt faked by Collins. Pulled it away in time to get the ball called. Bunt
Collins
gets
drops.
down. Nice bunt. Goes to third. They won't get it. That'll go into the outfield. But a great play out there by Fu Lee. Backing up the throw and holding the runner. Bases loaded now. Lady Trojans, nobody out. Good bunt put down by Collins. She got the sacrifice, but first baseman Lapamata made the gamble and threw over to third to Quint. It would have been late, and it was a little bit wild, but a nice backup job by the left fielder, just inserted out there, Fu Lee.
At this particular point in the game, with a close game, with Deering ahead by 1 and no outs, it was a gamble to try and get the out at third base.
Trying to get the lead runner, prevent that from getting on over to 60 feet away, and just a one fly ball to the outfield from scoring.
You certainly want to hold that runner as far away from the plate as you can, but you certainly need the outs at this point as well. Now with the bases loaded, many, many opportunities to score. If Tracy Morin can just get the ball in the air to the outfield, we're going to have a tie ball game here.
Ooh, high pitch, almost over Rookie's head behind the plate. Second baseman now Tracy Morin trying to deliver for the Lady Trojans. They trail 4-3. Fastball swung on a little late and out of play to the right. And Bolia definitely throwing some heat. They get that one windmill circle they can use as a pitcher. They can't double swing it.
Fu Lee started the game pitching for the Deering left-hander, and Bolio, a right-hander, definitely throws some heat. I don't know if I'd want to stand in there.
She is a lot faster than Fu Lee. There's at least 5 to 10 mile an hour difference, if I was just guessing, in pitches. You can see the heat, and Morin way behind that one again. So no doubt Thorne Academy batter is having a tough time catching up with the fastball from Christy Bolia. Bases loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th. Ground ball down the first baseline. Throw late coming home, but they get the force out at the plate. Very good play by Lapamata. As the last second she realized she had to come home for the force out, made the good throw, and they get the runner at the plate. One away now. Still a fly ball opportunity to get the sacrifice and the run in.
Jay, we're going to have to make a big correction here. We've been calling the new pitcher for Deering Christy Beaulieu. Christy plays for the Thornton Academy, and Danielle Campbell, number 16, is pitching for Deering. Danielle, of course, on the All-Star team that won the national title last year.
Well, there. You had 16s for the
16
for
both.
Thornton Academy.
Our apologies to both players.
Oh, you got the scorebook. I let you do that.
That's a big responsibility. I'm having a hard enough time watching the game.
But anyway, the name is, as you said, the pitcher now. A shot down the right field line, foul.
Danielle Campbell is now pitching for Deering. Again, apologies to both Christy and Danielle.
Tammy, Jody, be ready. It'll probably be at you guys. Good defensive position.
Dussault now up to bat for Thornton Academy, the first baseman. Big opportunity. Ground ball, that could find the hole. It is. Base hit into right field through the right fielder's legs. 2 runs will score. In comes Collins, and Thornton Academy goes on top 5-4. Dussault delivering a base hit in between the first baseman and second baseman. And then the right fielder, Jody Richard, misplayed it, went through her legs. Great backup play by the center fielder, Christina Reale, to save the third run from crossing. Tracy Moore now at third, with Dussault at second.
And hit batsman.
Just into the lineup for Thornton Academy. I believe that's a new player, number 13, Joe.
Yes, it is. Nicole Paquette.
Nicole Paquette moved to right field, I believe, for Jessica Smith. And she gets hit by a pitch, left shoulder, looks okay. Bases loaded once again. Still only 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. Thornton Academy now leads 5-4.
Number 5, Heidi Parker, now pinch hitting for Michelle Sylvain.
Strike called.
So Coach Roof is definitely trying to get some offense going here in the bottom half of the 5th inning for Thornton Academy.
Nicole Paquette at first. Leslie Dussault at second. And Tracy Moore standing over at third base. Bases loaded. Thornton Academy looking for some security runs as they've just bounced back to go on top 5-4. Low and in the dirt. Nice stop by Rookie.
Campbell having some control problems here, Jay. On in relief for Fu Lee.
Everything's been hit to right field. There's no doubt that she's got some heat. And Thornton Academy batters haven't caught up to her yet. Dussault got the single in between first and second, swinging a little late and finding its way into right field. Big chance now for Jen Boudreau with 2 away. Jen, only a freshman, playing shortstop this afternoon. Been one of the fine players for Coach Roof on the season. Doing a good job in the field and with her bat. I know Thornton Academy would love to play a couple more, give themselves some room. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning of a 7-inning game. Cloutier's pitched well, but Deering does have some loud bats.
Well, Deering's the type of team that can explode for several runs at a time, and they've shown that.
Boudreau asking the count from umpire Bull. It's 2-1 now. That's over for a strike. 2-2. Bases loaded, big chance, Thornton Academy. Looking for some insurance runs. Swung on and fouled away off the screen behind us.
Jay, of course, we have no way of telling exactly how fast those pitches are coming in, but I would have to guess, just a wild guess, somewhere in between 65 and 70 miles an hour, which is not too shabby, even for a baseball pitcher.
I don't know if I go quite that far only because I was talking with umpire Earl Goodwin before, and he was saying something about 45 to 60 miles an hour was some of the heat thrown in the league. That's a
Is that
figure
right?
he just threw out, and I'm not sure, you know, where he got that or if he knows for a fact.
Of course, we have a much shorter distance between the pitcher's mound.
And popped
And
up in
home
the
plate.
infield. Danielle makes the play, and that'll end the inning. Thorne Academy does pick up 2. They go back on top. A seesaw battle in Saco. Lady Trojans 5, Deering 4.
You're watching Thornton Academy girls softball on CTV 30.
Getting set to start the 6th inning. Thorne Academy gets 2 runs in their bottom half of the 5th. They now lead 5-4. Good inning for the Trojans, Jeff. They pick up the 2 runs to go ahead, but blew a big opportunity to get themselves some pad runs. Bases loaded, only 1 out, unable to get another run across.
Campbell was having a difficult time getting the ball across the plate. When her control was there, it was heat. It was definitely heat, and all 3 singles went to the opposite field, and a hit batsman and a fielder's choice. There was some opportunity for a lot of runs to be scored, but they did get 2 to take the lead.
Girls high school softball right here, final game of the season. Lady Trojans trying to finish up with 2 wins in a row. They beat Sanford yesterday and doing a good job this afternoon, now leading 5-4. We're set for action now in the top of the 6th. Deering comes in at 10-5, Thorne Academy 5-10.
You sure couldn't tell it by this game.
Very close game. Seesaw battle. Thorne Academy jumped on top in the bottom of the 1st with 3 runs going up 3-0. In the 3rd, Deering bounced back with 2 of their own. Actually, that was the 2nd. They got 2 of their own. And they picked up a solo run in the 4th and in the 5th to go ahead 4-3. And Thorne Academy comes back in their half of the 5th with 2. And that's where we stand, 5-4. Cloutier now working. Swung on and missed.
Pinch hitter for Deering, pinch hitting for Fu Lee, Jen Agger, number 14.
Jen Agger trying to lead things off for Deering. And she takes high. 2-1 now. Agger trying to get things started for the Lady Rams. They now trail 5-4. Ground ball down to 3rd. Gamache with the scoop, the throw over. Good throw, and they got her over at 1st. Solid play by Gamache.
She had it played perfectly. Now both third basemen for both teams play in probably 10 to 12, maybe 15 feet inside that third base bag. With softball, with the distances so short between the bases, I think that's probably out of necessity.
And over Leslie Collins, a little bit upstairs by Cloutier. Leslie Collins about 6'1", and that was over her head.
Over her head, over everybody's
But
head.
nobody on, and no count yet to Rookie. And I think Cloutier trying to establish something with Dottie Rookie, because she has been solid at the plate so far this afternoon.
3 singles. She hasn't scored any runs yet, but she's had a single every time she's come to the plate.
And hit the ball hard every time. Line shots right into the outfield, just like you want to hit them. Line drives just over the infield. And ball 2 now. 1 away, top of the 6th. Three and 1 now. Cloutier can ill afford to put runners on, but she does there. Ball 4 to Rookie. She stays perfect on the afternoon. 3 for 3 now with the base on balls.
Jody Richard.
Jody Richard now stepping to the plate for the Rams, right fielder.
Jody's 0 for 3 so far today. Popping up to the third baseman last time up.
Good stick now, Jody. Nice quick swing up there now, kid. Here we go. Good level.
Little pop behind the plate. No chance for Collins. Takes a good look at it, but not enough height on the ball.
That ball was nearly back to our booth.
Back to our broadcast booth behind the fence here.
Roughly 6 inches off the ground.
Line shot down to first base. Misplayed. She can get the run at first. Got a chance for the tag out at second. But Dussault wisely holds on to the ball.
That's a tough play, Jay, because she had plenty of time with Roki standing on first base looking for the line drive. She dropped the line drive. It was almost a perfect opportunity for a double play. But she opted to take that out at first, getting the sure out, making 2 outs for Deering.
And probably her dropping the ball had a lot to do with Ruki being right behind her and having the thoughts of making the catch in the tag. Maybe took her eye off the ball. But then, as you said, when the ball went down, she still had to play at second, but she opted for the sure out at first.
Quite possibly. That's a play you see sometimes in the major leagues where a line drive to a baseman with a runner standing right behind them. They'll drop the ball. They'll trap it. They'll stop it and drop it, and then get the double play that way with the runner looking for the line drive.
Yeah. 2 away now. Runner at second. Big chance for Lapamada. Lapamada, the only left-handed batter for the Rams. Runner at second, 2 outs. Single may score the tying run.
We've seen Dussault the last 2 pitches, after the last 2 pitches, throw down to the shortstop in an attempt to pick off the runner at second base.
And Claudia walks the runner. And again, Collins throws down to the shortstop, Boudreau.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen in any level of play, softball or baseball.
No. A throw to short. There's no chance at actually getting the runner, but just maybe saying, hey, I got an arm, and smarten up. I don't like what you're doing out there, dancing around off second base, because she is getting way off the bag. Have to watch her.
Carrie Quint, the big third baseman for Deering, steps up to the plate now with a chance to tie this game up.
A great play in this situation right now would be for Coach Roof to bring his center fielder in a little bit and behind second, although it's hit right to her, perfectly positioned. As I was about to say that, please don't do that. And they get the out number 3 in the 6th inning. Cloutier hangs on. Lady Trojans still lead 5-4. High school softball on CTV 30 back after this. We now move to the bottom of the 6th. Trojans coming to bat, leading 5-4. You're watching high school softball on CTV 30. Jay Harper along with Jeff Scully and our cameraman Mark Cantra. And Skull, as I was alluding to, trying to create the play where the center fielder would cheat more towards center field so that after the next pitch, she would sneak in right behind Ruki at second base and the throw down there to get the runner picked off the bag. But good thing that she didn't listen to me and do that then, because the ball was hit right at her. She was perfectly placed to make the play out there and saving the tying run from plating.
Definitely a rocket out to the center field position, and had she been listening to you, Jay, she would have been on the bench with her head with her tail between her legs and her head hidden from the fans.
Well, it was a good play we used to use in years back, and it's a great play. It's a great play.
It's a good sandlot.
Not even sandlot.
But we've seen it at different levels of play. In fact, Willie Mays pulled it one time and actually got the out. And the trick was known as the little white rabbit sneaking in from center field.
Exactly, but I don't know if that was Sylvain in center or did Heidi Parker, who batted for her, went out there. I didn't get the number. We might want to check that to make sure who gets credit for the fine play out in center field. But the out was recorded, and we now move to the bottom of the 6th. Thornton Academy clinging to their 1-run lead. And leading off things in the 6th, pitcher Heather Cloutier. 2 RBIs on the afternoon with a home run in the bottom of the 1st. Fence very deep at this ballpark, so we...
Not much chance for a home run over the fence,
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. But we haven't watched a lot of softball, so we can't say for sure, but...
Just judging from how deep the outfielders play for both teams, I doubt that there are many balls that are hit that deep over their heads.
Big swing by Cloutier, and she misses.
We've seen Cloutier has some power in that home run that she hit in the gap to left center. It's kind of amazing that Carrie Quint, the third baseman for Deering, would play so close to home plate. She has to be a good 25 feet inside the third base bag towards home plate. Now she steps back a little bit.
And strike 3, swung on and missed. Danielle Campbell bringing on the heat.
Campbell definitely has an arm, and as we mentioned before, she was part of that national championship team from Portland.
There's at least 10 miles an hour difference between her and Fu Lee, who was the starting pitcher for the Rams. At least she can really throw, and she throws hard. And so far, TA bats haven't caught up to her. They've made contact a couple times, but both times driving it to right field. Third baseman now, Beth Gamache.
It's almost as though you have a junk ball or off-speed pitcher starting the game, and then you bring in a Lee Smith type as a relief pitcher, where there's so much difference, maybe a 15, 20 mile an hour difference in fastballs.
High heat, swung on and missed, 2 down, both by the way of the Big K.
Lauren Rakowski now stepping to the plate for Thornton Academy. Lauren is 1 for 2 with a single her last time up. Scored the tying run in the 5th inning.
Thornton Academy would love to put an insurance run up on the board, leading by that very precious 1 run, 5-4 in the bottom of the 6th. Line drive down the first baseline, just foul. And once again, no one catching up. Very late swing, but
the Thornton Academy bats just are definitely several seconds, it seems, behind that pitch. There isn't much time to decide to swing or to take.
Inside for a ball. And you can understand why. After seeing Fu Lee, this is their first time around against Danielle Campbell.
That's right.
And it would take 1 or 2 times seeing her to catch up to this one. And again, smashed down the right field line. With the speed of the pitch and a good quick bat, you could definitely drive a ball. Thornton Academy, if they don't do anything here in the bottom of 6, will have to go out and get 3 outs to get win number 2 in a row. Pop up, shortstop back, drops it out of her glove, and that'll be an E6. Julie Campbell, the shortstop, misplaying that one. A high pop up in the infield. Julie Campbell, Danielle Campbell. We don't know if they're sisters. A little similar in looks, could quite well be.
That's the
If
second.
they are, there may be a discussion at the dinner table tonight for that drop ball.
That's the second error on Campbell today.
Deering's had a few errors. And now Leslie Collins. Collins
Amy, 2 outs there now. Let's go, heads up.
looks at a called strike. And way upstairs, throw down to first. And
Looked like they had a trick play on with the second baseman, actually sneaking in behind the runner with the first baseman playing in off the bag.
And they're going to have a conference. Earl Goodwin checking whether he wasn't quite sure of the call. He called her safe. And if the umpire behind the plate, Ed Bull, had a clear shot at and saw it, there may be an out.
Excellent play turned by Deering. And if we had the luxury of instant replay, we may see that she would have been out at first base.
I don't know if that was a play designed strictly to pick off the runner or if they feel like Collins is going to bunt, because they're playing shallow all the way around once again.
With 2 outs, I don't really look for them to bunt for the sacrifice.
No, I don't either. However, down to first base. Lapamata, though, makes the easy play over at first. Out number 3.
Collins squared around, faked a bunt, and then swung away with a grounder to first base.
We've completed 6 in Saco. After 6, Thornton Academy holding on to a 1-run lead. Trojans 5, the Rams 4. They come to bat now for their final at bat on the afternoon, unless, of course, they tie this one and we go to extra innings. But Thornton Academy 3 outs away from a victory. It would be 2 in a row to end the season and would have them at 6-10 on the year. Big game for the Lady Trojans. Heather Cloutier now just 3 outs away from a complete game victory. 5-4, Thornton Academy leads. Top of the 7th.
Jay, I don't want to jinx the Thornton Academy Golden Trojans here, but they have played a remarkable game. Certainly they couldn't have expected to win coming into a game against Deering, a strong Deering team like this, but Thornton has had a good season. They've put a lot of wins on the board, certainly a lot more than they have in the last couple of years. And they're playing their hearts out today, and we have to give a big hand, regardless of the outcome of this game, to Thornton Academy.
Well, after you figure the 2 seasons, they went 0-32. Then last year, they won 1 game all year, presuming 1-15 if they play a 16-game season, as they do here. And this year, coming back with 5 wins, it's been a much improved squad. Coach Roof very happy with his team's performance and looking for win number 6 to end it on a really good note. Tammy Wormel, the second baseman, starts it off for the Rams, trying to get on to get something going here in the 7th inning. We're in a barn burner, 5-4.
Wormel, Reale, and Campbell due up, Julie Campbell that is, due up for Deering. And in their top half of the 7th inning.
2-1 now to Wormel. Cloutier works low and outside. Fine play by a cameraman, making the kick save. Three and one now. You don't want to walk the leadoff batter in any inning, especially in the 7th and final inning.
Certainly
and
not.
She does, though. And Wormel goes down to first. Nobody out. I don't know if TA has anyone in their pen, but if they do have another pitcher, they might want to think about warming her up. It's been a long game for Cloutier. She's thrown a lot of pitches.
Christina Reale now stepping in.
Timeout called now by Coach Roof as he makes his way to the mound. Be a meeting between Cloutier and Collins and Roof.
Jay, he doesn't have anybody warming up, but I have a feeling at this point in time, still with just a runner on first base, this is going to be Cloutier's game to win or lose.
Very may well be, but also there could be someone in the field that's their backup pitcher. We don't know who's done a lot of pitching for them this year, and it could be someone in the field, and that's a tough thing because you can't really warm up. You have to come in and get your warm-ups and go to work if you are out on the field.
Of course, a lot of high school softball teams go with just one pitcher. They really may have a second backup pitcher, but In high school softball, I believe that you can pitch as many innings as you can pitch. There isn't any restriction like there is in high school boys baseball.
You may be right, because I could have sworn yesterday we got the stats and we read it during our taping of the boys game that Thornton Academy won 5-2, and winning pitcher was Heather Cloutier, and she's pitching again today. So if I remember correctly, she is going 2 days in a row for the Trojans. Strike call there.
The old phantom low strike.
2-1. But Christina Reale shook her head yes, noddingly so. Bunt, nice bunt. That's going to be a tough play. Throw down at first. It's low. Good scoop. They got her. Great play by Leslie Dussault over at first base to dig that one out and get the out. There's one away, but the tying run now is only 120 feet away from home. And stepping to the plate, number 4, Julie Campbell, the shortstop.
Certainly a good play on the coach, on the Deering coach's part by bunting that runner along. He's got to go for the tie right now.
Great bunt.
He's got to score that run before they can do anything else in this ball game. So to move that runner up to second base in scoring position was something they had to do.
Another bunt attempt, and it's missed though by Collins, and that puts the tying run just 60 feet away, and one fly ball to the outfield, and we're tied. Tough play right there. The missed bunt, misplayed by catcher Leslie Collins, and Cloutier now really has to buckle down.
The batter, shortstop Julie Collins, did commit herself, so now there are 2 strikes. We don't really look for her to suicide or safety squeeze at this point.
If you're Heather Cloutier and Thornton Academy, you're looking for a K here for the strikeout and keeping that runner right at third and getting 2 outs. So there it is. Strike 3 looking, and a big out for Thornton Academy and Heather Cloutier.
Certainly was a big out, and turns out at this point in time anyway, we may be proved wrong, but to be the biggest pitch of the game right there.
Well, what it forces now is an out can't score a run.
That's right.
So
with less
if they
than
get
2
the
outs,
out, they're all set.
With less than 2 outs, there are so many ways for a runner to score from third base. With 2 outs, there's only one way for a runner to score, and that's to be a base hit.
We're in the 7th. This is it. Thornton Academy leading 5-4. If they get the out, it's over. Deering trying to tie and send this one on. Strike called. It's 1-1 now to pitcher Danielle Campbell. Ball low, 2-1 now. On deck for the Rams is Fu Lee. That was a tough pitch to take. Looked like a good pitch, but it moves the count to 3-1 now. Runner at third.
Need to have another big pitch here.
Ball 4. Runners now first and third. Still 2 outs. And Fu Lee is coming to bat. Didn't she get pinch hit for?
She was pinch hit for last time around, but she is going to bat for herself. I believe that she can only be pinch hit for 1 time in the course of a game.
And they can stay in the lineup even though they've been pinch hit for?
As long as they're a starter. And now Fu Lee has to bat for herself.
Is that rule the same in Major League Baseball?
Well, we certainly don't have the.
Can you be pinch hit for and stay in the lineup?
No, of course no. If you're pinch hit for, you're out of the ball game.
That's what I thought. So.
As long as you stay on the field in a position, you're able to change positions as often as you want.
Strike called. Runners
Tough.
now at second and third. So not only the tying run in scoring position, now the go-ahead run with
Tough
Danielle
pitch.
Campbell at second. Swung on and missed. 2 strikes now to Fu Lee. 2-2, 2 out, 2 on. We're in the top of the 7th. Thornton Academy clinging to a 5-4 lead.
Heather steps off, and just to compose herself a little bit, she takes a look towards the sky, makes a sign of the cross, and here comes the pitch.
It's in there, pop fly. Boudreau going back, she makes the play. Rico Petroselli. It's over. And Thornton Academy wins a very exciting ball game, 5-4. Heather Cloutier going the distance and getting the final out. Fu Lee popping out to shortstop Boudreaux, got back on it nicely, made the play. And stranding runners at second and third, potential tying and go-ahead run. Lady Trojans move to 6-10, and that'll finish up their season. And the Lady Rams fall to 10-6, and that's where they'll end their season. Good afternoon of softball.
I think we've seen the best game we've seen so far this year, baseball or softball. Tremendous game for Thornton Academy to take a 3-0 lead in their half of the first inning, and then to have it tied up, and then to come back, fight back, and then hold on for the victory.
A great afternoon, sunny, beautiful, and good performances by both squads. And it was right down to the wire. We saw the last out right there. Great play by Boudreaux, and Heather Cloutier hung tough all afternoon long. She went the distance for the victory.
I'd have to say that Heather Cloutier is going to be our player of the game. And for Heather, we have 2 jumbo-sized pizzas from Lisa's Pizza in Saco. Congratulations to Heather. Heather led off her first at bat with a home run, driving in a run, a 2-run inside the park home run. She also had several strikeouts. We're going to tally them up here in just a second.
But nonetheless, Heather Cloutier definitely a home run with 2 RBIs going the distance and getting the final out. A great performance by her and the entire Thornton Academy softball team. They came out to play this afternoon. Their bats were alive and some good defense behind her, and they hung on for a very, very exciting game.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure to be here. We're very thankful to Thornton Academy to invite us up here to cover girls softball. We're sorry that this is the last game of the season. We're only able to do this last game, but what an exciting way to finish the season.
I'm a little chilled right now, Jeff, but it has been the 2 warmest days of the year, yesterday and today, that we've been able to be out here. Beautiful sunny afternoon. The wind picking up a little bit, but very thankful for that as well. Unfortunately that we only got to this one, but at least it was warm for us to be here, and we got another W. Yesterday, Thornton Academy boys team finished up their year with a win, winning 12-4 over Noble, and the Lady Trojans beat Deering, a very exciting 5-4 thriller.
We've got Coach Roof out here being drenched by the Gatorade bucket, a la the New York Giants. Sneaking up on him and drenching him with the remains of the water bucket.
Little discussion over there after the Gatorade, both coaches talking about something. I don't know if the players shook hands, which normally they do. Didn't they shake hands?
Yeah. I think everybody conducted themselves well.
I don't know. Everyone was excited. Of course, the win, finishing up the year 6-10. That's a major improvement from 1-15 and
0-16 the year before.
Exactly. So a good performance.
I think if we went farther back into Thornton Academy girls softball history, they may have had a few winless seasons even before the 2 seasons ago.
Well, once again, Thornton Academy winning 5-4 over the Deering Rams. They finish up their season with a 6-10 mark, and we'll be right back after this to wrap this one up in Saco. All set. Check 1, 2. You don't have the headset on, so you don't know.
No, yellow.
Okay. All right, you got us? How do I look? Hi, Mom.
Just like normal, like a dork.
Back in Saco, Jay Harper along with Jeff Scully, witnessing an excellent ball game here this afternoon. The Lady Trojans beating the Deering High Rams 5-4. Went right down to the wire, Jeff. 7th inning. Thornton Academy holding on. Deering had runners in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd, the 2 outs, but the pop out to Boudreaux, and TA finishes up their season at 6-10.
Fu Lee with 2 strikes in the bottom of the last inning, bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs, both runners in scoring position. Heather steps off the rubber, looks skyward, crosses herself, and next pitch, boom, pop up to end the inning. As you say, it looked like Rico Petroselli running out to make the final out of the 1967 season for the Red Sox. Great game. I don't think anybody expected this when we first started the game today. However, Thornton jumped out on top in the first inning with 3 quick runs by the first three batters, and then Deering came back and scratched back to tie it, and then Thornton Academy jumped out and held on to win this one.
It was a great afternoon. We thoroughly enjoyed it, seeing the ladies play. They had some great performances on both sides of the field. Thorne Academy, Leslie Dussault at first base, playing a good game over at first, making a couple nice scoops. Gamache over at third. The shortstop freshman Jen Boudreau, another solid performance. And our player of the game going to Heather Cloutier, the pitcher, went the distance, got the victory for herself and also for her team, and had the big home run in the first inning to pick up 2 RBIs. She picks up 2 jumbo-sized pizza from Lisa's Pizza right here in Saco over on Main Street. Great pizza over there, and we thank them for helping us sponsor girls high school softball on CTV 30.
Congratulations to Heather and the rest of the Thorne Academy Golden Trojans. I think they played the best game of the season so far, and probably the best game ever for Thorne Academy.
A very positive note to end on. Thorne Academy once again 6-10. They win this one this afternoon 5-4. A great game. For my cameraman Mark Cantra and my partner Jeff Scully, I'm Jay Harper saying so long from Saco. Hope everyone has a good week and enjoyed our spring sports. This will pretty much wrap it up. We might get to do one more track meet on June 9th. We're looking forward to that. Make sure you tune in to Harper Sports Talk Wednesday nights at 6:30 on CTV 30.